Welcome back to the Christian Cowboy Podcast. I'm Christian, along with Cowboy as always. We did not have an episode last week because there was no game, so that's why we didn't have an episode. Makes sense. I put our podcast picks in the picks video, but I don't know if y'all saw that or not, but I'm going to go over them again just in case you didn't watch my college picks video. But Cowboy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm tired, man. I'm tired. I had a long day. I walked 11 miles a day. Well, between walking, running, and doing stairs.
That sounds fun.
I could outwork you, and I'm 55 years old.
Oh, okay. Let's see how that works. Yeah, we did chest today.
Oh, is that right?
Well, upper body, basically.
Yeah, when you come for fall break, we'll be able to do some workouts.
Yeah, I'll show you what we've been doing.
All right. Well, cool.
Yeah. I'm
What's
trying.
What's on tap this week?
Well, I was just gonna say real quick. I think we're maxing out on bench on like either Wednesday or Thursday. So hopefully I get it up a little bit.
All right. Well, cool.
So Jeremy Pruitt, I don't know if you saw this, but he said, I think it was today, he said he is not determined a starter for quarterback for Saturday. Not that it matters, but what are your thoughts on that?
No, I didn't see that. I didn't.
Yeah, he said he hasn't determined who the starter is going to be yet.
Well, I mean, that's interesting. I guess he's finally got a clue and saw the same thing everybody else has, but I mean, it's... I can see it a couple different ways. I don't know why you put Maher out there into that firing squad that's going to be. But then again, he's probably not going to be a long-term solution at the position. I think what might can help is Guarantano coming off the bench and not having quite so much pressure on him.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would look at it from that perspective. I mean, if nothing else, you got to say, well, what we've done is not working. This kid's not doing anything correct. I mean, at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I would want to be in Pruitt's shoes. I mean, because what they've done is they've went to a season without a viable option in the quarterback room.
Mm-hmm.
And whose fault is that? Well, I can tell you right now, it ain't mine.
Oh, really? No, it's my fault, Dad.
It ain't yours. It's nobody else that pays $300 or $400 a weekend to go down and see this slot. So, but
hold on, folks. This is a miracle. He said slop instead of the other word. Let's all give a round of applause for him.
We'll see if I can make it the whole way without cursing.
Especially without saying the word you've said at least once every podcast episode.
Is that right? We should put this on TV PG like WWE does.
Yeah, we're now entering the PG era of the podcast.
But I mean, I wouldn't know what to do here if I'm Pruitt. There's not a good answer, and it's probably not going to make any difference. I mean, that line started at 22. It went to 24 almost within immediately. So people are betting that because there's no reason in the world to think that this will be. I mean, you say 24 points. Do you see Georgia winning 24-0? I mean, that seems pretty mild. Hell, I think it'd be a pretty good deal if that's all we lost.
Shoot, I'd take it.
I mean,
if we lost 24-0, I would take that in a heartbeat.
I mean, that wouldn't be as bad as what it's going to be, which is like 65-10.
My official prediction is 42-7 Georgia.
And I can see that. We might get some garbage time.
Yeah.
When you got backups in.
We'll probably score with like 2 seconds left. It'll be 42-0. We'll just score.
The biggest. There's so many bad things going on here. I mean, you can talk for days about it. Georgia's talking about trying to bring 40 or 50,000 people up here.
Oh, I know. They've been joking too that they're going to checkerboard the stadium red and black.
I saw that. I mean, they're not going to do that, but it's going to be a terrible season.
It's going to be about 50-50.
Yeah.
And from what I remember, that's how the Alabama game was last year.
Oh, and they really did that in 2008 when Fulmer got fired too. But it's a terrible look.
Really?
I mean, like they're mortal enemies.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. And so Pruitt,
No,
Smart is telling.
Kirby Smart is Pruitt's arch enemy.
Yeah, he is. He's his arch enemy. And Smart's he's telling all these recruits that both we and they are recruiting that you need to come and watch us dominate Tennessee in their home stadium. I mean, he's setting this up for a beatdown. And I mean,
that's all you can do at this point. That's just all that we have at this point.
The only thing I would say is we tend to play our best game of the year against Georgia and have for a long time, probably 30 years. Sort of like we get Florida's best shot every year. It never fails.
Yep.
We tend to give Georgia we tend to play our best game against Georgia. Not always, but most of the time.
I mean, we didn't play our best game against Georgia last year. We played a pretty good game.
It was.
It was 24-12 in the third quarter.
Right. And it ended up 38-12, but it was a closer game than that. A few things go right with the turnover-wise. Probably don't win, but it was a competitive game.
Right.
Nobody thought it would.
Yeah.
I give you a few other examples. Your 2013.
I was at that game.
Do you remember the overtime game? You remember in Knoxville?
That was one of the worst losses I've ever had in that stadium.
That was the Big Howard game, right?
It sure was.
Yeah. So, Georgia was sixth in the country that year, undefeated. And we hadn't done anything but taken our annual beating from Florida. And nobody thought we had a prayer and probably should have won the game. There's a few others. 2008, Georgia was ranked 10th and only won by 8. That was in Athens.
Pretty 14.
2014. The year after.
We only lost by like 8 or 6 or something like that.
35-32.
Yeah. And that was in Athens. They were like 14th in the country, if I remember correctly.
Right. So you see, if you go to 2013 to now, you could say that Georgia has been second or the third best team in the league, whereas we've been in the bottom 3 or 4 in the league since that time, other than 2015 and 16. And it's been a competitive series, so you never know. Maybe we'll get some good things happen early and kind of hang in there with them. But boy, it's hard to find a reason to think that. That's for sure, other than history.
Maybe. You know what is tomorrow September 31st? No, it's not. You know what I just realized? Tomorrow is the 3-year anniversary of the Dobnail boot.
Yeah, October 1st.
Oh, what a great day that was. Seemed like we were on top of the mountain. We were 5-0 going into the College Station, and then we lose 3 in a row.
And not only that, you think of just how good we felt about things. Had won that Florida game finally. Had won that miracle game against Georgia. You really got it rolling. It's like you're going to win the East.
I thought you said Maryville game. You said Miracle. I don't know why I heard Maryville.
You would have never dreamed that 3 years later we'd be in this position.
Yeah, I must say I have to give a tip of the cap to Butch Jones. I don't think there's ever going to be another coach in history that beats Florida and Georgia in the same year and doesn't make it to the SEC championship game. So, Butch Jones, I salute you.
It's happened a time or two in Tennessee, but it's rare. That's really all it came down to for a long time. Really, all you had to do was beat Florida. Every time you won that game, you won the East. And, so yeah, it looks like it's going to be. And plus, I guess the only thing is at least it'll be later, so we don't have to see. It's not a noon game where you got to see the score all day long.
Yeah.
On the ticker.
Yeah, you don't have to see Florida 34, Tennessee 3 all day.
Yeah.
So this is kind of off Tennessee football topic. It's still SEC football. I want to get your opinion on a player because I've asked some of my friends, and all of us are divided on this player. What are your opinions on Bo Nix, Auburn's quarterback?
It's always always so hard for me to evaluate Auburn quarterbacks because that system they run so unorthodox. With Malzahn's it's just a weird deal. I mean, he looked pretty good. I mean, for a freshman, I guarantee we'd take him.
Yeah, you think? Yeah.
You know, so he's a good athlete. He looks like he's got some poise about him. I mean,
does he look like his dad?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to believe how long ago that was. Patrick Nix. I saw that kid's name, and I really didn't even know he's been recruited by them, but I knew that had to be Patrick Nix's son.
Mm-hmm.
God, when Nix was there was a game in Auburn.
What years were that?
So this was like 90.
Oh, okay.
In that area, and at that time, that Auburn game was we used to play Auburn every year before the divisional split.
Mm-hmm.
So you had it early on, like before that, you didn't get Florida every year. We didn't play Florida much at all historically. If you look at how many times we've played teams, you'll notice that the Florida series is pretty lean on games overall. Because we didn't play them much. We played Auburn every year.
Yeah, we've only played them like 50 times total.
Auburn, we played them every year, and it was always a huge game. It was early in the year. It was sort of like the Florida game is now.
Mm-hmm.
We go down there in 91, I guess it was, and Nix was quarterback, and we beat the piss out of them.
Mm-hmm.
The whole game, and Majors went into he was real bad about taking his foot off the gas and going into a prevent, and they let him come back. We get the ball about 2 minutes ago, drive down the field, and Greg Berg was the kicker, and he missed about a 45-yarder to win the game, and it tied. Back then you had ties.
Was that No, it wasn't. That wasn't the year of the Sugar Bowl. I almost asked that. No, but I know the year of the Sugar Bowl. Coming into that game, we were like 8-1-2 or something like that.
Well, no, that's a whole different deal. So that year we tied
Bama, I think.
UCLA. No, Bama beat us. And
that's that was who beat us. Yeah.
UCLA and Georgia Tech, if you can believe that.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was something like that. I knew Bama was one of the teams we either lost to or tied that year.
The ties were a funny thing. It's not like NFL ties because you have another game and it doesn't mean as much. But ties in college football it depended on. Sometimes it felt like a win and sometimes it felt like a loss, depending on who you were playing.
Yeah.
Or that Tennessee game, Auburn game, man, it felt like such a loss because we had the game.
Mm-hmm.
It
depended. So it just depended on how the game went and who you were playing.
Yeah. And it had major implications. I mean, that year we ended up 9-2-1. Ended up going to the Cotton Bowl, and it cost us. If we win that game, we're probably.
Who'd we play in the Cotton Bowl? Arkansas.
I don't know. Pretty sure it's Arkansas. Chuck Webb.
That was just a guess. I didn't even know if it was Arkansas. That was just a guess.
I'm fairly positive. Chuck Webb was a running back. A lot of people say he's the best running back Tennessee ever had. You probably never heard of him.
No, I have. Didn't he die recently? Or was that someone else?
I think you're right, maybe within the last year. But he broke the Cotton Bowl rushing record that day, like 290 yards rushing.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Nex was a quarterback on that team, and this kid, his son looks, as I remember it, he looks better, but he's got a long way to go. It's just it's his first year.
I mean, for sure. I mean, you've seen with Trevor Lawrence this year, he's looked like a very, very average quarterback.
Yeah, he has.
Through
he has.
5 games.
Clay Travis said that Clemson reminds him so much of Florida State the year after Jameis won the Heisman.
That is literally a perfect comparison.
It really is.
That is exactly what it is.
Yeah. When I read that, I thought, well, he's right. I mean, that's exactly what they look like right now.
Mm-hmm.
It sort of feels like it's going to be them and Bama again, and Bama's going to get their revenge.
Yeah. Man, it's just really depressing that 2 of the better young quarterbacks, Adrian Martinez and Sam Howell for Carolina, both wanted to come to Tennessee, and we pushed them away.
Yeah, I mean, the Howell especially is all on Pruitt. I mean, If it's so, it's
See,
Martinez.
for some reason, I thought he was from, like, Manchester, but he's not. He's from North Carolina.
Yeah, a lot of North Carolina kids, depending on, like, if they're from, like, Asheville.
Yeah, which is, like, basically, it's near the state line, kind of.
I mean, it's right there. You know, like, he sure grew up in Bryson City, which is, he grew up a Tennessee fan. A lot of them do. But, yeah, I mean, if he secures either one of those kids, then all he had to do was just was recruit them. And recruit him hard and make sure he got one of the two, and he didn't get either one. And it might cost him his job. It literally.
Yep.
Not having a competent quarterback may cost him his job.
Yep. I'm sure they're happy they went where they went, though.
But I say this about Martinez. I mean, he gets a lot of publicity, but I tell you one thing.
He looked like crap Saturday.
He's like it every week. 3 or 4 interceptions, and they get their ass beat every week. He ain't showing me anything. Hal looks really good to me, though.
In my opinion, right now, I think Ohio State's the best team in the country right now. So far. Now, it's still early, but so far from what I've seen, I think Ohio State's the best team in the country.
I mean, it might be. Both sides of the ball. Alabama's defense is light years away from what it normally is.
Oh yeah. So I mean, that's the glaring flaw about 2 SEC powers in Bama and LSU. Both of them their defenses have struggled terribly through 5 games, however many games it's been.
I mean, it's hard to tell when you're comparing teams across different conferences. You just don't really know. You're just kind of eyeballing it. I mean, if you say Ohio State's the best team, I couldn't say you're wrong. I don't really watch anything except SEC. I see highlights, and that's about it. So I'm not really giving an informed opinion here. But in my opinion, I think the 2 teams that have impressed me the most, number 1, Auburn.
For sure. At the beginning of the year, I picked them to go 5-7, or not 5-7, 7-5.
Their schedule is hell. We thought we had some tough schedules. Man, look at what they got to go through this year.
2 Florida, played Oregon, 2 Florida. Do they have to go to Georgia? No, they play Georgia at home.
It's at home, but then they still got to go to Bama.
No, they play Bama at home too.
At LSU then.
Yeah, they got to go to Florida, to LSU, Bama at home, and Georgia at home.
I mean, that's you talking about a gauntlet.
Yeah.
But I mean, to me, they've accomplished the most. Now, they hadn't looked the most impressive. To me, the most impressive looking team is LSU. Their defense doesn't look a whole lot different than what it always does.
That score to Vandy just worries me. That 38 that they allowed to Vandy worries me.
Yeah, but there was a lot of garbage.
I know, but
man, I'm telling you,
I don't know.
You want to talk about a quarterback play? That kid at LSU has got to go.
Oh, I know. I love Joe Burrow.
Yeah, he looks great to me. He didn't get any publicity, but man, I mean, you think about all the kids they run down there, and they can't score a point against anybody any good, and all of a sudden they're scoring 50.
Here comes Joe Burrow. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I'm still trying to decide. Since obviously Tennessee's not winning the SEC, I'm trying to decide who I'm going to cheer for in the SEC this year, either LSU or Auburn.
I don't care.
I might just watch it. I don't know though.
I think I'd probably be for Auburn over any of them.
Yeah.
But anyway, you want to do some picks?
Yes, let's do that. We'll go ahead and go over the past 2 weeks of games because, we didn't have an episode last week. You already know that. Oh, yeah, we should go ahead and announce that you will see Cowboys face live again next week. So, look forward to that episode. Let's see. So, week 4, I went 2-3. Cowboy went 3-2. So after week 4, I was 9-11 on the year, and Cowboy was 13-7. And last week, we both had a garbage week. Here's the teams we took. We both took Iowa over Middle Tennessee plus 24.5 or minus 24.5. We both I took Vandy -6 against Northern Illinois. Cowboy took Northern Illinois. Cowboy took Ohio State minus 18 against Nebraska. I took Nebraska. That was really smart there, Christian. Yeah, we both took A&M minus 23.5 against Arkansas, and we both took Virginia minus 12 or plus 12 against Notre Dame. So last week we both went 1-4, and that puts me at 10-15 on the year, and Cowboy at 14-11. So let's try to turn it around this week for both of us. Okay, first game that we're just going to get out of the way. Number 3, Georgia at Tennessee. Georgia 24.5.
Yeah, I pick them to cover. I don't think
me
they
too.
cover.
Like I said, okay, what is your score prediction for that game, though? Because mine is 42-7 Georgia.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me. I'll say ditto to that.
All right. Oh, shoot. Meant to write a plus there. I had Michigan State minus 20.5. It's Michigan State plus 20.5 at Ohio State.
20.5.
Michigan State.
So I just don't know, man. I guess I'll take Ohio State.
I am too, because they've covered every week. So, yeah. Vanderbilt plus 7 at Ole Miss.
God.
Yeah.
I mean, the old days, I'd take Vandy to cover for anything like that. But they got me spooked after that LSU game. They got lucky to cover this past week. Ole Miss showed a little bit of life against Bama. I think Ole Miss will cover that.
Literally the only reason I'm going Vandy here is because I need to get a game up on you at least. So, Cal plus 17.5 at Oregon.
I'll take Cal. That's a lot of points, I think.
All right, I'll take Oregon. I think Oregon will blow Cal out. Because the one time I took Oregon, or went against Oregon against the spread this year, they let me down. Or Stanford let me down. So I'm going to take Oregon there. And the last game, Purdue plus 27.5 at Penn State.
I think you got to go with Penn State. I mean, after what they showed, Purdue's guy had some major injuries Saturday. The quarterback, I don't know. Penn State's doing what James Franklin teams do, and that's be a good team.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Especially after that game against Maryland, you got to go Penn State, I think. Yeah. I don't know if you saw our picks video, Dad, but I was the genius that took Maryland to beat Penn State outright in an upset. Yeah, that worked out really well for me.
You picked what now? Your phone cut out just a little bit.
I picked Maryland to beat Penn State.
Oh, yeah.
It worked out real well for me.
I mean, that was a reasonable pick. I mean, I remember me sending you that message. I said, look at some of these scores from Friday night. God,
I can't believe Virginia Tech.
Yeah,
I thought Fuente was like the thing for them. I thought he was going to keep them rolling like they were with Beamer, but it's just not happening.
You know what? There's a buddy of mine I used to do message boards with. You guys probably don't even know what message boards are.
I know what it is.
Yeah, well, there's several guys I know in Knoxville. I used to call UT back before Twitter and stuff. I sent him a text about, would you have ever thought Fuente would fall on his face at Virginia Tech like this? I mean, I'd love to have him as coach of Tennessee, and we'd been wrong. He didn't know what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
It just goes to show you, none of these coaches are worth a crap. If you don't have Saban, if you don't have Meyer, you're probably not going to win.
Yep. You gotta have.
At least it's not a guarantee.
What about Ed Ogeron? Looking forward to wait, who do they playing? Utah State this week. I don't feel like doing it the rest of the way.
That sounded pretty good, actually.
My favorite part about playing in Oxford is the chicken on a stick that I get at the gas station. It's some great chicken on a stick.
I mean, he's done a pretty good job there.
He really has. I never would have
I
thought in a
thought
million years he would, but
I thought it was the stupidest hire ever, but it's working out. He's surrounded himself with good people, and he's just kind of getting out of the way. So.
Yeah. All right, you want to talk a little baseball playoffs?
Yeah, well, we can do that. I mean, they start tomorrow night, the wild card games, right?
Yes, sir. You guys can go check out my playoff predictions if you haven't seen those yet. I've uploaded those today. My World Series is Dodgers over Yankees. Probably
well, that's what we get, but I mean, it's hard to see anybody beating Houston in 7 games, and that includes LA. That's just they got that 1, 2, 3 punch pitching staff, man. It's just going to be.
The way I've got it, I don't have LA playing Houston.
No, I know.
You're just saying. I get it.
I'm saying I don't see. I'd like to see a Dodger-Yankee World Series, and I'd like to see the Dodgers beat them. But I just don't see anybody beating Houston.
Yeah.
I think if they played 100 games, they'd win it, whoever they played. Now, if you play back to 7, you never know.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of people today picking the Twins to beat the Yankees.
I mean, I could see it, but I just don't think that's going to happen. I understand why they've got a lot of good pieces. They got Nelson Cruz, Miguel Sano, Byron Buxton. They've got a lot of good hitting. I'm not sure about their pitching 100%, but I could see it possibly. But I don't know.
They broke the all-time record in home runs for a team. They can obviously hit the ball with New York. New York doesn't have shutdown pitching like Houston does. I mean, you got a puncher's chance against New York, I think, if you're any team.
Mm-hmm.
They don't scare me at all. Now, they can beat the piss out of you by hitting home runs, but Minnesota ought to be able to keep up with them, generally speaking. So, I think that's a toss-up series. I really do.
Yeah. The series I'm looking forward to the most. So I guess series you're looking forward to is Twins-Yankees. Series I'm looking forward to is Cardinals-Braves, because I think that's going to be a really good back-and-forth series that could go either way.
Well, St. Louis was kind of leaking oil at the end of the year, and they tried to give that division away, and nobody would take it. So, I don't know, man. I mean, a lot of people really like Atlanta. They got a lot of young ability, and Acuna, and they got some good young pitchers. I mean, there's a lot of people think they can give the Dodgers all they want, which they probably could.
Yeah.
To me, in the National League, the spoiler is Washington, because when you can throw out there Scherzer.
See, I have them losing tomorrow night to the Brewers.
Well, they certainly could when it's a one-game deal.
Yeah, that's honestly for the 2 wild card games, it's kind of just throwing darts. Honestly,
it is. It's a flip of a coin. I mean, you can't. It's really. I think it's kind of crazy to play as many games and then it comes down to one game.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of stupid.
But to me, if Washington can get out of that, I wouldn't want any part of them if I'm LA at all. They can beat you with the pitching they got.
You talk about, oh my gosh, if they lost to the freaking Nationals. See, if the Dodgers don't win this thing, I want the Braves to win it. And here, the only reason why is because I have a lot of friends that are Braves fans. That's the only reason why.
God, man, I hate the Braves almost as much as the Yankees, probably more.
Well, if it comes down to Braves-Yankees, I already know who I'm cheering for.
Man, if you were my age, you wouldn't feel the same. I mean,
weren't the Dodgers and the Braves in the same division?
Yeah, they were for a long time. Atlanta was in the AL East before expansion, and they just can't. They won all those pennants in a row. I mean, just over and over and over and over. And I was just like, what is the deal? Why can't somebody step up and beat them? It just didn't make any sense to me. But I don't know, man. I mean, Atlanta's got a lot of good young talent. I mean, they're going to be hard to beat. But at this point, every team in the playoffs has got a shot. Look, they wouldn't be there otherwise, and that even includes Oakland. Oakland might be as well-rounded a team as anybody in there.
Oh yeah.
If you look at the numbers, so it should be a good playoffs. I mean, if anybody wins this thing, wins the title, that is not L.A., Houston, or New York, it'll be a huge upset, though. I think we can.
I agree. I think that's going to be one of those three are the huge favorites in my opinion. I mean, obviously, those are 3 100-win teams, so it'd be an upset if any of them didn't win it. So.
Yeah, it would. I mean, it would be a shock.
Mm-hmm.
But baseball's different than any other sport, and that it's much more likely to get upsets in that sport than you certainly do in basketball and football too.
Yeah.
Even
baseball and hockey are kind of similar because you're a lot more likely for upsets than you are in basketball and football, professionally speaking.
It is like hockey, and then home field really doesn't mean all that much. Nor does home ice. And both sports, there's a lot of luck involved. Is another reason.
Yeah. I was gonna say something. Yeah, I'm just glad we're getting things to distract us from Tennessee. Other sports are starting to. The seasons are starting in other sports, and playoffs are starting in baseball. NBA is right around the corner.
It's the best time of the year. I mean,
hockey starts Wednesday with the Caps and Blues. Predators play Thursday. That's our first game against the Wild. Me and all my friends, we're all going to wear Preds jerseys to school Thursday.
But it's the best time of the year. I mean, there's nothing like Saturday night when you got playoff baseball going on one channel, college football going on another. It's a blast.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best, funnest nights I ever had in my life. Your mother and I went to see Tennessee, Georgia.
Mm-hmm. What year was it? It was 2004, wasn't it?
It was in 2004, the year the Red Sox won the World Series.
Of course.
And we watched that game, and then went to, I can't remember where we went to eat, but then we watched the Red Sox-Cardinals game 1. And it was just such a cool thing. I don't know, before, of course, I always think we won that game against Georgia. We did, 1914. I don't remember a thing about it.
I'm sure you remember more about the baseball game than the Georgia game.
I do. Boston won 9-0 the first game. I'm always positive. They blew them out.
It was a sweep anyway. Yeah, I started to say. Well, last thing we can talk about. Well, Ash, do you want to talk any hockey? I mean, we basically talked a little bit of hockey. Well, we'll leave the hockey talk for me and Patrick tomorrow in our NHL preview.
I was gonna say I don't know that. I just don't follow hockey enough to really say anything.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say you guys are gonna be surprised by my Stanley Cup champion. Go ahead, Dad. Sorry.
We get into the playoffs, and the Preds are going. We'll talk some because I'll be watching some. Then I'll be able to talk about it. But I just don't.
Don't guarantee us to make the playoffs.
They will. They will.
I'm just saying that it's, in my opinion, that the Central's either the Central or the Metro is the toughest division in hockey. One of those two. But you want to talk a little? I guess we'll talk a little NFL here. There are now, if I'm correct, only 3 undefeated teams. The Patriots and Chiefs were kind of expected at this point, and the 49ers are the 3 undefeated teams remaining. And the Titans did what the Titans do. They had a very impressive win when their backs were against the wall. And next week we will likely get beat by the Bills by 30. So, what are your thoughts on the most inconsistent team in the history of football in any level?
I mean, if you look at the whole league, it's that way. I mean, it seems like every team is 2-2. And it's definitely true in the AFC South.
Mm-hmm.
All these teams. I mean, you look at Dallas, you look at the Rams. If you take the top, if you take Pittsburgh, or you take New England, and you take Kansas City, and then you rank the rest of the teams, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Say 3 through 20. Who
Mm-hmm.
would you put third? I don't know, maybe New Orleans, maybe Green Bay, maybe Dallas. And then if you get to the 20th team,
I know that. Sorry, go ahead.
Who would you put at 20? Maybe the Titans, maybe Seattle, maybe Minnesota. I think anybody you put at 20, you could see beating whoever you rank at number 3.
Oh yeah. It's just very inconsistent. There's tons of parity.
Which is what they want. I don't like it that way. But that's what the league wants, is everybody to be about the same. But it just don't.
Well, it's very top heavy. It's parity, but it's very top heavy this year. I mean, it's like you texted me last night. There's really only 2 good teams in the whole league, the Patriots and the Chiefs. And unfortunately, they both have to be in the AFC. So, yeah. But here's one thing I'm going to say about the Titans. Give the ball, when we are throwing the ball, give it to A.J. Brown and Adam Humphries every play. I don't care if teams catch on to it. They are reliable options that will, especially A.J. Brown. I mean, he's proven that he's a weapon through 4 games. And, I mean, it's like you said, like you texted me, it's too bad they only use A.J. Brown every 4th game. I don't know.
Well, what it seems like with the Titans is they've got to get a lead. If they get up 7-0 or 10-0, man, they're hard to handle. But if they get behind and they got to come back, you don't have any faith in them at all. And you're right. You almost guarantee they're going to get beat Sunday against Buffalo. And it's a big game for both teams. Both teams need that game badly, so it ought to be one of the best games of the week.
Mm-hmm. I'll have a pretty good primetime schedule for fall break for the NFL. I don't know who the Thursday night game is next week, but Sunday night is Colts-Chiefs. That ought to be a pretty decent game. And Monday night is Browns-49ers. So that'll probably be a pretty good game, too.
Yeah, it could be. I tell you what, man, the Colts have had a hellacious schedule to start the year, haven't they?
Oh, well, I mean, they should have beaten the Raiders.
Well, I wouldn't say that. They got dominated pretty much all day. I mean, you would think
I'm saying, but I'm not saying in the game. Obviously, the Raiders dominated that game, but I'm saying that's a game on paper the Colts should win.
Yeah, I mean, they were favored. Yeah, it was one of the bigger surprises. That's what I'm talking about these teams, that they just, you don't know what to expect week to week. But, if you looked at their schedule with Luck retiring, you think, man, they might go 1-6 to start this deal. And they've kind of hung in there. I mean, they're very much alive, that's for sure.
Yep. Yeah, I haven't really looked at the schedule for next week, but have you looked at next week's games for the NFL? Are there any matchups that strike you? Or have you looked at it? Here, I'll look at it real quick.
No, I haven't. I don't have it in front of me. I looked.
Of course, I won't pull up. There we go. Let's see. Packers-Cowboys. That'll be a good game next Sunday.
Where is that game being played?
Dallas.
I mean, that's a huge game for Green Bay after they dropped the ball against Philly.
Yeah, it's definitely. Let's see.
Rams-Seahawks this Thursday.
Yeah, that's a pretty good game.
God almighty, New England goes to Washington.
Oh,
I mean,
what's this? Oh, 15.5. That's not bad.
That'll be, listen, you got a ton of people who live in D.C. that are from Boston and then in New England.
Oh, so it'll be a Patriot home
Georgia
game.
Taking over this stadium, they'll take that crappy FedEx field over. It'll be like a Patriots home game.
So, I mean, yeah, right now it looks like the game of the week is Packers-Cowboys.
Without a doubt. I'll tell you a big one that doesn't sound sexy, but it's huge. Atlanta and Houston.
Yeah, it's a big game for those two games, or for those two teams.
That's the season definer for Atlanta. They're done if they lose that game, and it's on the road.
Yep.
Tampa and the Saints. I mean, can Tampa follow up and do that again? I mean, I don't know. I doubt it.
See, I kind of consider that game like an anomaly for the Rams. I think that's just I don't think that was the Rams at all Sunday.
I'm not a big believer in the Rams like a lot of people are, but your Uncle Brian thinks the same. I mean, the problem.
I think that was just one of those games, honestly. But
you could be right. I mean, the problem Sunday was the defense. I mean, they gave up 55 points, but a lot of that was off of Jared Goff turnovers. He gave them 21 points.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think Jared Goff can play.
Mm-hmm.
I think Belichick showed how to stop him. The team's taking away play action and making him make plays out of the pocket and read defenses, and he can't do that.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about this because they showed it on SportsCenter just now. One player, when we were talking about the Braves, that we forgot to talk about is Josh Donaldson.
Yeah, dude, they got players everywhere.
Dude, he is the most underrated player in baseball, if you ask me. Donaldson is.
Yeah, he may be. I mean, if you start talking about players 1 through 9, I mean, you got Houston and LA and the Yankees, but Atlanta's right there with them. With those three teams.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk again next week, I guess. Everyone enjoy the
Well, maybe we'll get some lawn chairs out and do the pod from
the porch.
No, we'll go over to
Robinson and do it on the football field.
Robinson Middle School field.
Yeah, historic Robinson Middle School. You know what would be funny? If we could, you remember how I'm just an FYI, I'm visiting Tennessee next week on a college visit, and you know what would be funny? Last time we went there just to walk around, they had the stadium gate open. Wouldn't it be great if the stadium gate was open and we did the podcast from the stadium?
Yeah, it would be funny.
All right, well, we'll talk about it. Just stay tuned for next week. It's an undetermined location for next week, to be determined. All right. Well, good episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Any last words?
No, I don't think so, son. You have a good. Don't forget about plugging your first article that you wrote today for your paper, your school.
Oh yeah, my article on Blackman's football season so far. It was supposed to be published on September 26th, but we had a problem with the technology, the software we use to publish the articles. There was a glitch in the system, so we just published it. I'm going to put a link in the description to that, so that way you guys can go check that out if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening / watching.